Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Get your coffee on. Cheers. We don't usually cheers our coffee.
No, we don't. We don't usually record our morning reading
No,
either.
good morning and welcome to Morning Devos.
This is our couples reading that we do
Yeah, it's
together
important.
as often as possible.
As often as possible. Now there's a little more accountability. So we are in quarantine and
We're not in quarantine. We are sheltered in place.
I'm quarantined.
We are
What?
we are physically distanced from all the things that we usually enjoy doing.
Remember restaurants? You know what? You find new things that you love. You know what I love? Track pants. Track pants. No, I don't typically wear them out. Although yesterday to pick up stuff at Canadian Tire, they do this physical distancing pickup stuff. And we had a guy that loaded the car and everything.
You were wearing your track pants.
I wore my track pants. Yeah. Nothing wrong with track pants. If you wear track pants out, I think they're gym attire. But you could, anyway, I like them. I like wearing them around the house. They are different than sweatpants. Sweatpants are more baggy.
I'm rocking the sweatpants.
You got you got the sweatpants. Anyway, apparently my shirt is dirty. Vicky pointed that out. So if we're gonna do this daily, I should probably change my shirt. I'll change my shirt for tomorrow, for sure.
No one really cares.
No,
except for
and
me.
they can't even see.
Except for me.
My shirt looks black probably. All right, so we're going to do our morning devotional together. What devotional are we reading this round? We do different ones. We finish one and start a different one. What are we into now?
What book are we into now?
Yeah.
Oh.
What devotional book?
The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie.
We have had more arguments and disagreements on this morning devotional.
They don't call it a devotional, though. They call it a daily meditation.
Daily meditation. We'll go with that. All right, so we're going to get into it. It is April the 16th, and our title is Letting Things Happen. Did you read yesterday, or did I read yesterday? I'll read today then. Okay. I have a little pen to make a mark or two if we need to be. All right, here we go. Hold on to your coffee.
I'm going to get this in me.
Get it in you. We do not have to work so hard at gaining our insights. Yes, we're learning that painful and disappointing things happen, often for a reason and a higher purpose. Yet these things often work out for good. But we don't have to spend so much time and energy figuring out the purpose and plan for each detail of our life. That is hypervigilance. Sometimes the car doesn't start. Sometimes the dishwasher breaks. Sometimes we catch a cold. Sometimes we run out of hot water. Sometimes we have a bad day. While it helps to achieve acceptance and gratitude for these irritating annoyances, we don't have to process everything and figure out if it's in the scheme of things. Solve the problem. Get the car repaired. Fix the dishwasher. Nurse yourself through the cold. Wait to take the shower until the water's hot. Nurture yourself through your bad day. Tend to your responsibilities. And don't take everything so personally. If we need to recognize a particular insight or awareness, we will be guided in that direction. Certainly, we want to watch out for patterns. But often, big insights and significant processing happen naturally. We don't have to question every occurrence to see how it fits into the plan. The plan, the awareness, the insight, the potential for personal growth will reveal itself to us. Perhaps the lesson is to learn to solve our problems without always knowing their significance. Perhaps the lesson is to trust ourselves to live and experience life. Prayer for today. Today, I will let things happen without worrying about the significance of each event. I will trust that this will bring about my growth faster than running around with a microscope. I will trust my lessons to reveal themselves in their own time. Amen. Anything stand out for you?
There was something about not taking everything personally. Where'd that go?
What stood out to me was taking responsibilities for the things that are happening. And I like the word that we're seeing this over and over again is actually taking responsibility, whether it's a responsibility over my emotions or responsibility over relationships or conflict or whatever it is. I like their wording, her wording on taking responsibility. And that the things that are happening to you will work themselves out for good. Because we have a God, we are his children, and he's a good father, and he has good for us already.
There it is. Tend to your responsibilities and don't take everything so personally. And I think that's important for me. I need to look after my responsibilities, and then like there's lots of things that happen that feel maybe personal but that they aren't, and I can just let them go and let other people deal with their stuff. And sometimes even like it's how I feel that they've interacted with me or how they've talked to me or what they've done or said or whatever, but I have to tell myself like actually that has nothing to do with me. It feels like it does, but it has nothing to do with me, and so I can just let that go.
That's good. Good word. And then is she equating trying to figure out why everything is happening to worrying?
Oh, I think so. I think that we can sometimes fall on certain sides of like trying to figure everything out, and I think that maybe that gives us a sense of control. Like if things are happening and I can try to rationalize in my head why they're happening, that makes me feel like I have a little bit of control over what's going on.
Then you can control the outcome.
Or maybe control the outcome, but at least like I think oftentimes at least having knowledge or being able to decide, no, this is about this, it just makes me feel smart or makes me feel somewhat in control. And I think as humans, we often want to have a sense of control. And one of the doctors that I was listening to in a podcast earlier over this month was talking about that, and how like in this crisis time, that's sort of one of the biggest things that people are dealing with is they feel out of control. Like we've lost the control of making these decisions, and so we can go one of two ways. And he started describing this thing called learned helplessness, where we just go into like actually not being capable at all, because these big decisions or what we feel are big decisions or easy decisions have been taken away from us. Of who am I going to go hang out with? What am I going to do? Am I going to eat at a restaurant? Those decisions have been taken away, and so then I found myself being like actually pretty useless and just not getting anything done. And the way that he described this thing of learned helplessness, it really made sense to me.
And then what do you mean by anything done?
You know exactly what I mean.
Cue argument. Cue trigger word. What do you mean by anything done?
It may or may not have taken me 3 to 4 days to finish my laundry.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that one. But yeah, that's a good one. That
or like there's been days where I feel like I showered yesterday, but then if I really think about it, I'm like, oh, wow. And then I have my little to-do list in my head of these things that I need to get done, and I don't have a lot of responsibility right now. I know that there's people out there that right now is actually a really, really hard time for them, and so I don't want to diminish that. And there's people that have kids at home. They're trying to work from home. They're trying to homeschool their kids. They're trying to parent. They're trying to keep their kids from being bored or wrecking the house. Someone said, I can't take you to the emergency room. Stop wrestling. I remember those days, with little kids. That's not the place that we're in right now, but I know that there's lots of people that are there, and I really feel for them.
What's for dinner tonight?
For me, I have so little to do right now. I do have very few responsibilities, and yet getting those few responsibilities done is actually has been really hard for me. And so I've really been, the last couple weeks, been trying to get back on track and cook, plan ahead to cook. And, you know,
we were saying like last night, it's a good day when we brush our teeth
twice
a day.
Like usually we're pretty good. I think both of us are pretty good about brushing our teeth before we go to bed.
Yeah.
And
morning's kind of.
But morning's been really iffy.
Yeah. And the other thing that I saw was, I think our tendency is to think about everything that's happening and try to control the outcome. But then once we start thinking about what's happening to us, then I start comparing myself to other people and other situations. And I bring my own perspective into that. And it either produces pride or feeling sorry for myself. And I guess what I'm hearing this morning is, when I'm overthinking, it causes me to worry or causes pride or causes self-defeating thinking. And I just got to leave the outcomes to God, because he's got good for me.
So pride, when you're comparing yourself to someone who's worse off than you, and you think, oh, well, at least I'm not like that guy.
Yeah, they probably have.
I'm doing so great.
Sin in their life.
Or we compare ourselves to the other one, the person that's like way up there, and then we then we feel sorry for ourselves, and we feel like victims,
and comparison robs us.
Comparison is the worst.
Takes away our joy.
Comparison takes away all of our joy and our appreciation for what I have today. I think a hard thing for me right now also has been the shoulds. I can sit in, not like this title is letting things happen. And I really can sit in a lot of shoulds. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Am I not doing enough? And, all these people are putting all this stuff out there. And I don't actually feel like I need to be famous or be on the internet at all. But what I do recognize is that we have overcome a lot, and we've come a really long way. And so part of me sitting in gratitude is remembering where we were and who we were and what we were like, and how far we've come in our marriage and in our relationship. And so if doing
some
this
days
can help us remember and be grateful, then I think that it's a valuable tool for us as a couple, and individuals, but then also maybe we can encourage someone else.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of passing on the message. So we are message bearers. My coffee's done. So stay tuned tomorrow for April the 17th. Grab your coffee, grab your pink fuzzy sweaters and your pug, and we'll see you tomorrow.